Hello, my siblings of God. The devil has no power. He only has influence. So, we see in Job very clearly the evil one cannot do anything of significance that is evil unless it is under God's will, because he knows that you can withstand the test. Sorry about that. Even the evil one prays to God, and devils and demons pray to God, right? They beg for mercy. They have to pray to him to do their evil. And the only reason God lets it slide is because he knows it is all going to work towards him. The devil has no power, he only has influence. That's why, by his own will, he can come and tempt you with sin, right? That is his own works. That is the devil's works, is to tempt you with sin. And God's works is to justify your faith, to increase your faith, to prove God, glorify God, justify God. It is, the works are very different. The fruits are very different. The fruits even smell different. So, this is why when you say, "I rebuke thee," they immediately flee, right? When you say, "I rebuke thee," and you genuinely have faith in it, that means God bursts through you or is standing next to you, and he's the one that goes, "Goodbye." Because nothing can thrive in God's presence that is evil. Nothing can survive under God's goodness that is evil. So, why do sometimes you rebuke the evil one and it doesn't work? Two things. You have no faith, or it's your own flesh that is tempting you, because yes, your own flesh can tempt you. So before you are born again, your spirit and your flesh are sitting in hell. You are burning with hellfire, bad things are happening to you. But when you separate yourself from your flesh and you start living in the spirit, your flesh wants to do everything to bring it back, because the spirit is the only thing that feels good for the flesh. And even then, you don't even have that much power over yourself. You can rebuke yourself. You can detach yourself from tempting yourself from your flesh. You can pray to God for anything, and if it's within his will and it glorifies him, he will do it. You just gotta have faith. Just gotta believe. And you have to be accepting that sometimes when you do rebuke, it may really be a Job situation. Right? Even though if you're in a Job situation, you're more likely to be questioning why God is putting you through that rather than rebuking yourself. So, go with what God is telling you in that moment. If you give the enemy attention, you give him influence, you give him power over you, right? This is why they say, reject the devil and run to God, right? If you run to God, the devil will flee from you. Anything that can pull your attention away from God, you give them power over you. So you have to rebuke the evil one and yourself from temptation. No power, only influence, right? It took the evil one a long time, And a lot of people, he had to depend on a lot of people, and he had to depend on God's will to build up to a point where he could take your soul and he could give you the world while he does it, right? Because if he can give you the world before God can give you more than that, your spirit, your flesh will think your spirit is satisfied, right? It's all about trickery. It's all about distraction. It's all about lies. It's all about deception. It's all about, you know, keeping you burning with him, because he's jealous of you that you get a second chance and he doesn't. Do you want to know why we get a second chance? Because one, he was made an eternal being, so his decisions are eternal, right? And we were too, but not in the same way. We have to eat God's fruit of life to continue to be eternal with him. We have to still rely on God. But the other thing is, if it weren't for the devil, Adam and Eve would not have eaten the apple. It was because God did not let them know of evil that they could not detect that there was evil happening. They didn't know any better. They didn't. Right? Obviously, they had the free will to not eat the apple, but as a video I saw, when you know God is all powerful, right? You're going to want to be, you're going to want to push closer to him. But what they didn't know is that apple brings a different kind of death. Very different kind of death. So, I mean, the evil one is getting everything he deserves. Everything is justified because look at what he is willing to do. Look at what he is doing. He is rebelling against God constantly. He doesn't want to repent. He'll beg for mercy, but he won't want to stop doing what he's doing. How does that make any sense at all? How does that make any sense at all? He has no power unless it's through God, but he's too delusional to, recognize that and stop what he's doing because he still thinks he can garner enough power to overthrow God. Crazy, isn't it? He can't do anything to you. So don't give him that power. Don't give him that influence around you, because when you do that, he gets to laugh at God. He gets to say, haha, I did it again. Look what I made your child do, even though they're so dedicated to you. However, what he doesn't realize is that stacks up for him. He forgets that. Every time he does that, because he does understand free will better than we do, the mercy that God is giving him decreases, right? I've said in a post that them getting the lake of fire is God being merciful. Do you know how much God could think of to punish them, and all he's doing is throwing them in a lake of fire? And they're still not appreciative of that. Now, obviously, when you're in the fire, God can increase how hot and how painful it is for you. And for Satan, he's literally going to cease existence. This is the only, he's just getting thrown into the lake of fire, the second death, right? And he's just trying to take out as many of you as he can through influencing your flesh, through tricking you into thinking that you are in his position, that you can't be saved, when through grace alone you are saved. So always remember, the evil one ain't got nothing on you if you walk with God. God bless you all. I love you, and I will see you later.